Okay, hey guys, how you all doing? I'm just gonna share this link out over on Dell's chat, so be with you guys in a minute. But yeah, I've been doing my own meetup today, which I'll be talking about. So yeah, it's been a good time. There was 7 of us turned up, which might not sound like a lot, but I'm certainly glad that that many people turned up, because there were some that obviously backed out, and I'm just glad that some of the other people managed to turn up. If it's obviously for my first meetup, I'm glad that even that amount of people actually turned up. Yeah, we had a good chat, and it's good to obviously like-minded people meeting up together. It's really great. It's really great that this is obviously getting out there. Some of the people that were there, they've been awake for a few months, so some of these people, they've been awake since the beginning of the year or whatever. So obviously, if it was last year when I was doing it, then these people wouldn't have even been into the flat Earth really. So obviously, some people have been into it for longer, but yeah, it's exciting times, I think. But also, I'm not too sure. Watching you. Who's that? How you doing anyway? P900 Cool Pics. How you doing? Is good. There's 7 of us, but to be honest, I wasn't even really expecting that. I was just kind of glad that some people turned up at least on a plane. How you doing? I'll share this out over on Twitter in a minute. Let's just tweet it out on there. Yeah, make sure to like and share, guys, if you can. One of the people I met was kind of like religious, but I say respect his beliefs and stuff, and it's just obviously good to hear things from other people's perspectives and things. While we don't agree on everything, we can still learn something from what they have to say, really. And it's obviously good, meeting up in person, because it just kind of shows you, kind of how real this movement actually is, and it's actually, reaching a lot of people now. Even a year ago or even 6 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to probably meet up, in the north of England, and have people like half a dozen other people turning up. Things are really kind of progressing, and like us, it doesn't sound like a lot of people. It's even less people than the Blackpool one, but I don't think numbers obviously it does matter in a way, but there's obviously a lot more out there. Some of them are closets, so who knows. All right, so I'll just tweet that out. Just done that. And experimental vaccines. So you reckon it's dying out? That's your opinion. The iodine, it's actually gone now. So like you said, I'm probably going to have to apply some more. I think it's a fad, but to me, it's it's growing and growing. There's no escaping that really. It really is. It's growing quite rapidly, I'd say. If it were a fad, it would have died out by now. There wouldn't even be anyone left in it. But don't want to argue over that. Time to just move on and try and there's still lots of things to figure out, but it's time to work the rest of the people up. But we can't do it alone. We've got to all work together to do that. Steve Anthony, I'm doing fine, thanks. How are you doing? George, Flat Earth is about people discovering objective reality. Yeah, that's it. Cat's Eyes, how you doing? Bill Hicks Jr., how you doing? Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a link up to my main channel, because obviously you can go ahead and subscribe to my main channel if you haven't done that already. So let's just put a link out. There we go. I'll link out to my main channel. I just want to make sure that anyone who subscribes to this that hasn't subscribed to the other one subscribes to it, because this is just a backup channel because it's got a strike on it. Just in case anyone doesn't know the strike situation. But yeah. So yeah, the first Scottish one had 8 people. It's grown since. Well, apparently they did say it had 35 to 40 people. So yeah, I'm just going to announce who made the strike. It was an account called Vince Cable. So that was just an account, looked like a stock account to me. Just somebody that's got nothing better to do. Don't know. I mean, I haven't spoke to Andy Riley lately, really. I haven't spoke to him really since. I haven't spoke to him since the eclipse at all. So I don't know. I mean, I think he's either shot. I mean, I don't know if he's just hidden his channel for a while, and then he might obviously, kind of start uploading videos again or whatever. Don't know what his intentions are. But yeah, he's either deleted it or he's hidden it. I don't know. It says he's removed his channel, so who knows. But yeah, there's a link to my main channel if you haven't already subscribed to it. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, next meetup I'm thinking of doing it at Heaton Park in Manchester, outside Heaton Hall. So I've just been looking at it, and yeah, that's what it's going to be. And I'm thinking the September 23rd at noon again. So Heaton Hall in Heaton Park, Manchester, 23rd of September at noon. So I'll probably put a video out soon about that. Thought it might be like a little bit more central, because it might be easier for people, say, Liverpool, Manchester, obviously, yeah, Liverpool, obviously, it's a bit further from to get to Preston, for instance. But also people further down from the Manchester, it's easier for them to get up, people in North Wales as well. That would be ideal for them as well. Yeah, it's just it does seem quite central for a lot of people. It's a nice place as well to do it, probably. So yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was good, great time. Night Angel, thanks for asking. No worries though. Is it? So yeah, there was 7 of us. So obviously there could have been more, but I'm happy. Some decent people came down, and we had a good chat. We had a walk, just doing things that people do, really. Yeah, we walked from the park to the docks, which was like a mile down the road, down the river, and yeah, it's just a good time, really. But yeah, if anyone would like to do Heaton Park, then let me know. Because I was looking just a bit, not so long ago, I was just looking at where we would obviously meet up. I'm thinking Heaton Hall, because it's a central point of in the park. It's somewhere people will know where to go to. Sleeping Warrior. Hang on, who's that? Have you changed your name or something? I don't recognise that name. He's working on a project for Flat Earth. Right, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be cool if he could be doing something like kind of working on something, because maybe he wants to just kind of hide his channel for a while, just kind of while he's doing something. That's fine. It'd be good to see him back again soon. I'm just wondering who that person is, because it's a 0 sub account and no content. Why have I given rent out to that person? I don't even know who it is. Anyway, yeah, if anyone wants to come and join me, let me know and I can send a link out. Until then, I'll just talk about stuff. I'll talk to chat. Whatever. I think we should be encouraging these meetups, actually meeting up in real life instead of keeping it on the internet. Just better, isn't it? Real life interaction. Anyway, again, make sure to like and share if you haven't already. Anyway, 30 days notice. What for? Well, yeah, I got these trolls here again. Probably all one person, with several accounts, because they're so desperate. Kind of just, kind of plays into our hands a little bit, because they just show how desperate they are. But yeah, it's a distraction though. Yeah, I hope we're all having a good time. Actually, other people went to the Scotland meetup. There's 2 meetups, I think, going on tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's supposed to be one in London, one in Cardiff tomorrow. So, yeah, some good progression happening. There weren't any of this last year. Well, there was some meetups, but not to this level. Yeah, obviously, Dell had quite a few at his... Yeah, what do you guys want me to talk about? Because there's loads of things I can talk about. There's lots of topics. Yeah, Mandela effect. Not too sure about that. So it's just stuff that comes up a lot. Kind of conspiracy related stuff. But that's obviously something I was kind of aware of some time before the flat Earth. But I didn't really kind of invest too much in it, because I was like, well, I don't really have any proof of it. But people will argue it. They'll just keep arguing it, even though it's a kind of subjective thing. But anyway, John Sharp, how you doing? It was good to meet you. So in case you didn't hear it, I'm going to be doing my next meetup at Heaton Park in Manchester on the 23rd of September at 12 noon, and it'll be at Heaton Hall. We'll do it outside there. So if you look on Google Maps, you'll find it there. And yeah, Google Maps, go up. If you look on Google Maps, it's actually flat, so it doesn't prove a globe. Maybe the AE map is wrong though. The AE flat map could be wrong. I don't know. But whatever. I just appreciate that the people that came to it, because obviously some of them they weren't even expecting a lot of people to turn up. So I mean, yeah, it wasn't a massive amount, but someone came up from near Stoke, and turns out she was originally from near where I live. So yeah, it's a small world, isn't it? There were one of them from Southport. The one I was on about, there was the kind of the one that was like a Christian, and he was into Christianity and stuff in the Bible. The Book of Enoch and all that. He was from Southport, I think, but I think he was from Wigan originally or something. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a Southport accent. Because I'm into my accents and stuff. That's what I find quite interesting, how you can go 10 miles down the road, changes quite a bit. You can notice the differences in the accent, the way they pronounce words. It's just something I find interesting. So yeah, we were having a conversation about that, today. I've talked about it on my Hangouts before, I think when I was on with Mick, because he's got like a northeast accent. Yeah, it's just find it interesting where these accents actually came from, what their origins are, why is it that you can go 10 miles down the road and the accent changes quite drastically. I could literally go, Liverpool and it all sounds like a like a different language. Go, obviously, London, it is basically another language. If I go to London, they literally pronounce things way differently. And obviously the dialects and stuff, that's obviously somewhat different to accents, because dialects is when you, is the way you the accents is the way you pronounce words. Dialects is the words you use, they're two different things. Yeah, John Sharp. I heard like a bit of obviously British and a bit of South African. So yeah, it was quite a interesting accent, shall we say? But obviously from here I wouldn't. So you're going about the Scotland, about there being lots of accents. Well, obviously I wouldn't be able to make some of them out, because obviously the Scotland accent sounds so different from here. It probably just all sound the same to me, because it just all sounds like a Scottish accent, but there's probably different like nuances and things to the different accents, stuff I'd have to learn really. Yeah, apparently so. The Irish, obviously, Dublin accent versus like a West Island accent, I think that's probably different. Gav and Del, yeah, that's quite different. Obviously, Sleeping Warrior Jamie has them all deleting messages. Shouldn't be hard to work this out. Right. Yeah, Del and Gav, obviously, their accents are different. Del's got the sort of, the kind of harsher accent, I suppose. Gav's more of a kind of softer accent, really. Thomas Kurzipa, which way is north on an AE map? I don't necessarily subscribe to the AE map, but which way is east and west on which way is east and west on the globe map? Not on the map, but on the globe. If you go west and you keep in that direction, you end up coming south. So yeah, but obviously on this square, the rectangle map, then that could mean that east is east and west is west, north is north, south is south. From Blackburn in the north of England, Chicago. Apparently, you can see the Chicago skyline from over 50 miles away. Shouldn't be possible on the whole Earth, should it? Andrew Calvert, north is north. Yeah, so I don't subscribe to any particular map, because maybe it isn't just that simple that you can just map it out. I don't know. Guitar, how are you doing? Well, yeah, compasses, all compasses point north apparently, so which would, actually imply that, north is the center, that the sun, moon revolve around, but I don't subscribe to that because I can't prove it. Chris not in chat tonight. Which Chris are you talking about? Are you doing Scouse Anarchist? Yeah, you should try start a Flat Earth meetup near you. They should have loads of them over in America, really. Should have them all the time, because there's loads of them up in America, loads of different cities, and you should have at least a few people walk in each city. So then, almost every day, not every day, but like every weekend, especially in summer. It's coming to the end of summer now, obviously. How you doing, Chris Hayes? How you doing, Artis? I don't know how long I'll be on the air for, but just talk to you guys for a little while, and probably be on for another hour or so. I'll just might have an early bed tonight or something. Just, so obviously, so yeah, like I said, I'll be making the video. I might do that tomorrow evening, possibly. The video trying to advertise the next meetup I'm going to do, because I want to do no, not tiring. I'm just I don't want to stay on here for too long, that's all. Because I've been obviously doing a meetup all day, and this is just, unless anyone wants to come and join me, I'll probably just not. Rebecca Ray, well, we're talking about the meeting meeting I did today, and also talking about doing another meeting in September, on September the 23rd, I think. If I've got the date correct, should be, because that's in about 4 weeks' time. I'm from Blackburn, Andrew Calvert. So yeah, if you wanted to meet up, obviously, like I said, I'm thinking of doing one in Heaton Park in Manchester. The details obviously be in the video, but like I said, I've already mentioned it. But I'll be obviously deciding on that 100% tomorrow. I'm not tired yet. It's just Leamington Spa. That does seem like a kind of, I'd say, a good place. But yeah, I did feel like it was quite a central place, of course. But I don't know how I'd get there though. I do understand all is one now. How are you doing? Effie Witch Bella, how are you doing? So just put a link to my main channel, so you can go subscribe to that if you haven't already. Yeah, I do appreciate that, Chris Hayes. It's quite far for you to come up. I do appreciate it, because it might be too far for some people. But yeah, get meetups going on all over the country. I think that should be going on. Get different meetups going on so that people all over can attend. But yeah, if anyone did want to do a meetup there, then that would be, obviously a good place. If they were from around Birmingham area or Leamington or whatever, then they'd be, obviously, and they are Cardiff, of course, that's a good place for them down south to have a meetup. I'm just thinking about, different places, Dunpreston, I just think there's probably going to be more and more, and there'll be somewhere for everyone to go to, I think. I don't want to be giving out too many wrenches. Cheers, 5 artists. Make sure to hit that thumb up and make sure to share if you haven't already. Let's get this out to as many people as we can. Yeah. Flatlander, how is it going? So yeah, Chris Hayes, you have to let me know how it goes tomorrow. But yeah, there's supposed to be one in London as well tomorrow. Anyway, have you seen Flat Earth? Let there be light. No, I've not. No. Chris Hayes will do. I'll take some pics. Maybe I'll try and make a video. But I'm no YouTuber. It'd be cool if you could, try and put some videos out. Or just say video, whatever. Yeah, we got talking about how obviously this Christian guy, because he's a believer in the Bible, and he was saying that about how some of the stuff, like the food, the plants and stuff, that some of it's poisonous and we can't eat it. I was like, why would God create food you can't eat? And he was like, well, it's because of the Adam and Eve story that the food got poisoned, the plants, they got poisoned, and that's why it happened, which is kind of interesting, but I'm not sure if I'd agree with that. That is an interesting kind of thought. Anyway, there's 33 of you watching right now. Yeah, I must be a mason. So what explains daylight? The video. Yeah, I'd have to look into that. But yeah, I'm not a believer, obviously, in the 80 or any kind of map. And also don't believe in a 3,000-mile sun, because, again, where's the proof of any of this stuff? It's really hard to prove any of it. That's the problem, is that there's no proof of it. That's where I'm at anyway, is that people are just going around in circles because they're arguing with things that they can't prove. Moreover, it's easy to disprove a 3K-mile sun. So how far away do you think it is then? Because I don't know the exact distance, but that could be a disinformation. I definitely don't think it's 93 million miles away. I believe it could be a lot closer than even the 3,000 mile. That's what I'm saying. Because when they say it's 3,000 miles, and how do we know that the sun's even in a location, as in one location? That could be in a location that's relative to where we are. We could all have our own localized projection of whatever this sun is. To me, the angular size of the sun and moon is something that you can't ignore it as being a proof to me of kind of some kind of intelligent design. And that might sound stupid to some people, but to believe that is just a coincidence to me is stupid. The random accident created just such a perfect coincidence. Doesn't make any sense to me. That the sun and moon are not objects. Plenty of evidence. Well, people, when they've been looking at this eclipse and saying, well, it's the sun and moon they don't really exist the way that we think they do. blue. They're not, they're more kind of holographic in nature because they're not physically in one position. It's definitely close though. We can all agree on that. See Forever Skies, how you doing? Yeah, some people I've not really seen before. But yeah, I'm just gonna put another link out to my other channel, just in case you haven't subscribed already. So yeah, I think everyone in Flat Earth agrees that the sun's close. We do get some of the geocentrists and some of the concave believers that do believe that the sun's still quite a long way away. Obviously, some of the concavers is just a kind of reverse of the model that's presented, like, the Mylan von Vicious's model, which I have entertained that idea, but I was like, I still couldn't quite see it being possible, but it could be. I don't know. Yeah, the idea of being 93 million miles, though. Come on, guys. It just looks like it's right there, doesn't it? Salted Cedar. How's it going? Hang on, I need to put a link to the other channel. It actually just goes back to this channel, so I need to go and get a link to, obviously, my main channel, because I can't use that till November, till the strike gets dropped. Just try that link if you should be able to do that. Anyway, yeah. So how far away do you think the sun is then? Thomas Kurzipa, how far away do you think the sun is? Because you say it's not 3,000 miles away either. And I'm kind of on board with that. I think 3,000 mile away sun could be a red herring. I think, when we see the sunset, I think it's definitely, we've seen it going beyond our perspective. Probably within a few hundred miles. I think it, when you see it setting behind those like mountains in the distance, I'd say it's at least 300, but obviously when it's up in the sky, it's probably a lot closer than that even, but it's really hard to tell. Couldn't really tell you. It's almost impossible to tell. The sun is where the observer sees it. There is no other way to explain it. They are not objects. Yeah, well, like I said, localized projection possibly. So it's not like so even if you try to go up, well, if it was such a height, then I could go up that high and reach it, but maybe it's not so, it's not that simple, possibly. Yeah, I could agree with that. So people argue over like the way it could work, but I couldn't really, because like when they say, this couldn't work because the 3,000 mile sun, it couldn't work because of the way its light would spread across and all that, and maybe that's true, but we've been handed these fallacies so that when some of us might accept them, and then we start preaching them to people, and it just makes us all look stupid. This information out unintentionally. Yeah, cool, Chris Hayes. It'd be good to see a video of yours. Whenever Globe comes into it, though, it always seems to be that you're arguing with abstractions, things that you can't prove empirically, right, like that, and that's very much a red flag to me. It really just tells me that it's a lot of BS, really. That's what I think of it anyway. Obviously, there's lots of other things to talk about as well. Vaccinations, chemtrails, GMOs. Obviously, a lot of us still do these things, but we need to start moving away from them, because if we're going to talk to other people about it, we need to be kind of practicing what we're preaching, but we're not really preaching. We're just obviously giving out some different information, because the mainstream, we feel, are suppressing it. So anyway, again, how are you guys all? How are you all doing tonight or today, whatever it is, wherever you live on the plane? And yeah, it's different time on different parts of the plane, not because the sun is going around the ball. It's just because of where the sun is based on your perspective. And some people just can't grasp the idea that maybe the sun is close and small, and you have to completely change the way you think about our cosmology. When people talk about how sticks and shadows prove a globe, you have to already assume that the sun is a long, long way away. But if the light source is a lot closer, then mathematically it would work out the exact same. Do you think they're putting fluoride in chemtrails? Wouldn't put it past them. So if people are, obviously trying to remove fluoride, then they're going to still be getting it in some dose due to these chemtrails. Well, they're not doing it all the time, but they're doing it enough to where it could be having some long-term health effects on people, unless people try to kind of contain themselves in some kind of dome or something, try and keep out all the bad frequencies and things so that they can stay healthy and all that. Just create a kind of enclosed environment that we can, that may seem like a prison to some people. Yeah, they put it in everything else, so yeah, it wouldn't be surprising at all if they put the chemtrails chemtrail. I mean, they put the fluoride in the chemtrails. Yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. Yeah, I think people need to start realizing soon that there's so many people questioning in this globe Earth that there's got to be something to it. That the globe Earth is probably not true, or at least has something wrong with it, and that they may be hiding more land or what. And I think people should be skeptical, because if we weren't, then people would just get away with lying all the time. That's obviously the truth of it. Yeah, that's true, but it's the best way to get it out of your body, because there might not be much of a way to stop it getting in, but if we can try and get rid of it the easiest way possible, instead of it kind of lingering inside of our bodies, because that's obviously, I see people try and detoxify themselves in different ways. It's obviously stuff that you need to look into for yourself if you haven't already. I mean, not a lot of people, but some people in the flat earth are raving about this MMS thing, and they reckon it's something that people are trying to suppress and make it look like some kind of harmful thing that's like a toxic, but it's actually apparently something that can be used as like a general kind of medicine, really. It can even be used to treat cancer, apparently. Activated charcoal. Well, again, we know that they invert everything, and they say that charcoal's bad for you, don't they? They say that charcoal could give you cancer, but if they say that, you've got to look into it. It's like, well, why are they saying it's going to give you cancer? I mean, then you might find out it's actually the opposite, and they're just trying to fearmonger so that people try not eat as much of it. So this is interesting. But yeah, cheers for that. Think for yourselves. But yeah, I've just put the link out to my main channel again if you haven't already subbed, and I'll keep doing that on these because I want to make sure that anyone that's new over here goes and subscribe to my main channel as well, because I want to keep the momentum going on with that channel. Obviously then when I put videos up, more people might be able to see them. Like I said, I'll be putting the video out to the upcoming meetup that I'm planning to do. I'll be doing that probably tomorrow evening maybe. But yeah, feeling that'll be Monday, so hopefully I'll get that out, and it might be something that more people might attend. And yeah, it's not obviously that central, but nothing's really going to be central, because if you tried doing it in Leamington Spa, you get people from south, you get some people from up north going, I suppose, but you don't get anyone coming up from Scotland, would you, or northeast, or probably even Cumbria. I mean, even for me, obviously, I had to get a train. I had to catch 2 trains. I had to get to Preston, then I had to get to Wigan. Well, the Wigan train was pretty quick though, but it was only 11 minutes. But then I got picked up, and from there it was like a couple of hours driving. So, but it was well worth the drive though. Yeah, it was well worth it though. Yeah, I'll have to look into this activated charcoal thing. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, anyone watching, whether it's live or whatever, make sure to look into this stuff. Don't just obviously do it. Just look into it and see what you can find out about it. And then based on the information that you find on different sources, maybe then go and try it. Yeah, AJC 1844. How are you doing? Yeah, the train is pretty cool. Yeah, you don't have to bother about the road. Yeah. I think it's about the best. It's better than bus, better than really car, I'd say. Also, you can get a lot of people on a train, more than a bus, more than a car. Yeah, it's pretty quick sometimes. Yeah, I was on the train earlier. Yeah, it's quite a convenient transport. Suppose it's kind of a lazy thing. If some people are thinking, with this obviously modern technology, it's making people lazy, so they don't use their own, their own steam to get places. They're relying on some kind of motor to get them there. But we maybe at one time we were actually able to run for long distances without getting tired. We really don't know what our true history is, do we? Apparently the ancient Greeks actually made programmable robots. Obviously they're nothing like what we have now, but nonetheless they did it. It's stuff that people don't know about, really. Not many people know about it. It's something to look into, this ancient technology and stuff. It's obviously not the same what we have today, but some of it's actually more advanced. Some of it people today can't replicate replicate. And a lot of it was like really practical stuff, but today it's all this kind of flashy, kind of materialistic kind of stuff that people don't need. It's just about kind of status when it's not needed. FPV Angel, how's it going? No, no train rage, no. No train lag either. It's pretty much the best. It's pretty cheap as well, depending on where you're going. I don't know how much it would cost for me to get to London, but it would cost quite a lot because of the distance. But I got a ticket from Blackburn to Preston for 5:30, which was actually a little bit cheaper than I expected. It was off peak, but it was 5:30. But if I was to get a bus, it would have been 6:50, I think, for a return ticket. So it's actually cheaper. But one time I thought it was actually more expensive to go on the train, but it's actually cheaper, and it's just more convenient. It's quicker, pretty much. But again, we shouldn't be relying on any of these things too much. Obviously bikes are a good way. Then again, if you don't like going up hills, it's not really for you. But then that don't like going up hills are a bit kind of weak, I think. No offense, but yeah, you should try and work on getting up hills. Just try and build up to it, really. So obviously at first it's hard, but you get better at it. Like with everything, first time you go into a gym, you're gonna find it really difficult, but you get into it. But it shouldn't really get easier, but you're gonna be able to do more with the same the same kind of amount of effort. That's going to be more satisfying. You're able to do more with the same amount of effort. I suppose part of it is mind over matter. You've just got to overcome, the mental barrier that might be trying to stop you. That when you're trying to get up a hill, you've just got to get past that and just fight through it and just keep going. That's with everything, whether you're running, cycling, swimming, rowing, or working out at the gym. You just got to fight through it, haven't you? Just got to think about what you're going to get later. But I mean, I don't think necessarily going to the gym and getting big muscles is really the way forward. I think that trying to get big muscles isn't really a good idea. It's cool to have good strength and all that, but some people go way over the top, and I think stamina is more important than strength anyway. Because you see these people that run marathons, they don't necessarily have muscles, but they're able to kind of do it. They're able to keep up a good speed the whole way through, and it's quite impressive. It's really impressive how they're able to do that. Morky Love, how you doing? Richard Elvis, how you doing? Yeah, it's something we all need to look into, Andrew Calvert, this ancient technology thing, because there's probably something we can find out about it. Definitely an interesting topic, because true history and what have you, it's definitely not as we're being told. They always believed that the ancients were primitive, and I think they're definitely hoarding the technology. I think that they're way, way advanced to what we have right now. They're kind of hoarding the technology and just drip releasing it every few years. They'll bring out something new, and they're already well in advance. I've obviously known about that for quite a while, but obviously I didn't know the extent till recently about how advanced they could be. How far in front they could be. Hang on. Yeah, it's got 0 subs. Yeah, thanks for that. Morky Love's not about by the looks of things. Oh well, actually Morky Love might be banned from here, to be honest. I'll have to go check, because I think maybe Scouse banned her. I need to make sure that the ban list I try and don't, because some people have been banned and maybe some of them shouldn't have, but I don't know. So I think if they've been banned for a session, then they should just be unbanned for the next one. I think it's fair if that's what we do. So yeah, I'll probably have to put some more of that iodine on again soon, because it literally has all disappeared now. So yeah, I will have to be applying some more of that. It's something that maybe people should try out, this iodine thing. Just rub some into your arm or whatever, and if it doesn't soak in, that means that you've already got enough in your system. But if it soaks in, it means that you need to keep applying some more. So I need to look into more as to the benefits and stuff. I just love to obviously soak up new information and things. There's a lot of stuff that we're not being taught. Yeah, once a day, 3 drops. All right. Yeah, cheers for that. I really appreciate that. It says try propolis, a natural antibiotic that can cure most diseases. it's made by bees. I have to look into that. Or propolis, whatever it pronounce it. I don't know. Never heard of it before, to be honest. You got it in your toothpaste. Think for yourselves. I don't know. I've not heard of it myself, but again, something we need to look into, really. Alright, cool. I'll have to check that. But there's lots of people with all this, information out, and stuff. You don't really know where to start when actually looking into some of these things. There's so much out there, isn't there? Actually, there's more than enough information out about the flat Earth. But if people still believe in the globe after looking through loads of flat Earth videos, then they're just in denial to me. That's how I see it. I'm just wondering that because you say it's from bees. Because obviously I'm not vegan or anything, but I'm just wondering because there might be someone out there that this might not be something that people want to use because of. I don't know if it's like any kind of exploitation or anything like that. Is what I'm saying. If it's an unnecessary exploitation, then it's not something I would recommend. Is what I'm saying. Even though I'm not vegan or vegetarian or anything, I'm just saying that if it is a thing that's not, obviously. Again, it's something I have to look into to find out myself, but the Egyptians used it and the Mayans. It's interesting. But again, we don't really hear about a lot of this stuff, to be honest. Talk about our true history, and because to me, that history is supposed to be about learning from the past, learning from people's basically past achievements, past mistakes. These big things that have happened in the past that are we should be learning from what learning basically morals and things from what people have done in the past and what people have done. But people had different standards back then. What people thought was acceptable was, so they didn't think about, see these things. So it might, when you're learning about all this kind of wars and stuff, it might be making people, have a certain mindset. So they're teaching certain histories that, even if they're true, they're teaching the stuff that they want to be taught because it's a psychological operation to make people divided. That's what I think anyway. Most of the lessons that you learn at school are not really important. It's just they're just doing it. They're making you just about intelligent enough to hold down a job, but not intelligent enough to think critically about what we're being taught. They don't teach critical thinking at schools. They don't. So they got rid of the liberal arts, which apparently, if they hadn't got rid of it, this wouldn't have been able to perpetuate this long. People would have been able to see through the bullshit right now. Would have seen it through it a long time ago, but we wouldn't be going through this right now. We'd have gotten past it, but they have to try and obviously try and keep us dumbed down as much as they can, just to the point where they can keep us as slaves. Jonathan Dorsey, how you doing? I probably won't be on that much longer now. I'll probably just be on for a few more minutes. Appreciate everyone coming to have a discussion and just chilling. So obviously I can connect with people all across the flat plane. Maybe that eclipse woke a few people up. Maybe people are looking into it as we speak and being woke up to the global eye. Anyway, what pill are you talking about? Colloidal silver cures everything if used at proper pumps, depending what's wrong. PPMS. Yeah, it's something to look into, I suppose. I think I got like one fill-in. Some people have multiple, and apparently those are apparently they have like sort of long-term effects. The artists, you say you can run 20k easy. That's like almost half a marathon. So the marathon's about 42k, I think. That's pretty impressive. You never broke one bone. Well, obviously that depends on how strong your bones are, doesn't it? Some people break bones really easily, obviously. I've heard about this Himalayan salt. Apparently that's pretty good for you. Apparently, don't know if salt is good or bad for you in general, but it's just something to look into, isn't it? Lord Stephen Christ in the house. Not seen him around much lately. No eggs, no meat, no milk. So you eat just plant-based diet then. Apparently milk is, I've heard that because apparently they say milk is good for your bones. Well, if they say it's good for your bones, it's probably bad. So, but obviously you got to look into it first though. But you can probably, let's say you could come to that conclusion, but that's what you could probably, you think, well, they do everything in reverse. So you think, well, if they're saying that it's good for your bones, it's probably bad for your bones. And apparently when you consume these dairy products, they can only survive. and you can only survive a few minutes unless your bones extract something out of them to kind of like as it's a reaction, whatever, to it. So that means your bones actually become weaker, become more brittle, more, easier to break. And apparently it's the exact same countries. This is crazy because it's like the countries that were highest linked to osteoporosis in the exact same order as the highest that consumed milk. I was like, wow, that can't just ignore that, can you? Yeah, it's kind of so it's a thing, because why we continue to drink milk after infancy, and not only that, drink it from another animal. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I still do drink milk, but it's weird. Why are we doing it? It's because everyone else does it. I mean, well, everyone else is doing something weird. Doesn't mean we should be doing it though. Monkeys only eat meat before the winter to have some fat. Well, apparently some of apparently the good fats can be found in plants. Yeah, it is weird, but of course, I still do it. But I do eventually want to stop. It's just, we do get hooked on these things, don't we? But as long as I'm not totally addicted to it, then I should be able to kind of get off it someday. I should definitely be able to get off it. And there is substitutes. There is milk substitutes out there, plant-based milk, and a lot more people are doing that nowadays. They're realizing that there are substitutes out there that can, it can replace dairy milk. Don't know whether the health, there's more health benefits to it or not, but it definitely cuts out the, what happens to the cow and all that. If people moved over to plant-based milk, I don't know the best milk substitutes. Some say almond milk, some say coconut milk, but I don't know. I'd have to try, but I have to look at obviously the contents, the actual, vitamins and nutrients and things it contains. Clogs your liver, can't burn fat at night. Soybean oil is very bad. It's in everything, and that's at over 100 hydrogenated soybean oil. That's number one cause for obesity in US anyway. Well, some people go over to soy as a substitute for meat and stuff. So it's a low quality protein to begin with. Apparently, there are some high protein things, kind of some different seeds and things like that are high in protein content, obviously per 100 grams. It's, apparently some of them are more protein rich than a steak is, or, lamb or chicken, whatever. It's got more protein than any of those, some of these plant-based stuff. So obviously consider, but what about the 5% that isn't? You'd have to obviously go out your way probably to get that, so that 5% that isn't GMO, but they obviously screw with all the foods and stuff to make it GMO. They're going to be doing that with the cannabis as they're rolling out laws for it, making it legal. It's, you're not breaking the law anymore now to do it, but they're going to be able to kind of do what they want to it, basically, which is pretty screwed up because they're gonna, what they're gonna do? They're gonna make it GMO, aren't they? Yeah, they take something that's good and bastardize it. Yeah, that's what they'll do. Yeah, people should probably grow their own because we know that otherwise, they would just bastardize it. Yeah, lots of things are GMO, but apparently it's not as bad in the UK. I'm not sure if that's true because apparently they have to disclaim if it's GMO. But apparently it's really bad in America. Apparently it's in almost everything. Don't know how true that is, but apparently that's the case. Monosodium glutamate is the cause of obesity. Yeah, I've been hearing about that quite a lot. MSGs. Apparently they put that in all the processed meats, so the processed burgers and things like that. And it's literally probably got no health benefits whatsoever. They pump it in this stuff, and it's really just not good for us whatsoever. In fact, it's probably bad, really, because it's stuff that obviously your body has to try and get rid of. It has to work to get rid of it, so it's really just not good for you whatsoever. Anyway, it's been good chatting to you guys again. Might get off here soon. Toxins are stored in fat cells, hard to get rid of. So what do you recommend then for anyone who wants to try and get rid of toxins from fat cells? Because it sounds pretty difficult. If it's it's in your fat, then fat chance of getting rid of that. No offense, just a little joke there, little pun. Started drinking magnesium chloride too, and that helped it. It's like we're not even getting some basic stuff now. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to stop people from even getting like basic stuff inside you. They're trying to get people to drink obviously the unnatural stuff over the water. The stuff that really kind of gives you life. Really, without it, it would be screwed. Where people say in that everything's water, won't go that far, but yeah, I do think I see exercise. It's obviously a good balance of exercise and a nice diet as well. Those two things. If you only do one thing, then you're not going to get the full benefits of health. If you do both, then you should really have a good health, good fit and healthy. Water is a great way to flush toxins. Yeah, obviously they're trying to get people to drink the non-pure stuff, so they're putting more toxins inside them. And not only that, there's not as much water, which means that there's not as much water getting inside them to actually, get rid of the toxins. So the old toxins that are in there just staying, it's just piling up. And no wonder people get diseases and end up dying early because their body is getting full of toxins on a daily basis. And they're building up, and they're not being flushed out due to the fact that they do not give the country land any rest. The vitamin that a plant gets out of the ground becomes less and less. Yeah, again, this charcoal thing, so I'll have to look into, and anyone else watching. But this is just all useful information, stuff that we can actually use to really make our lives better, isn't it? That's what it's all about. It's about making our lives as good as possible, really, making the most of what we've got, and learning about other stuff that we can make use of that we don't really know about. I've heard about this reverse osmosis thing, but yeah, apparently that's, I don't know if it's expensive or something, but obviously some people just get like a filter, just filter it out. They just get, they'll distill it or whatever, try and get rid of the toxins in the water, the inorganic minerals and vitamins and things that, are inorganic that our body shouldn't really be having. It's not, I don't think it's as bad up here, but there'll still be some in it. But I'd have to find that out at some point and actually, kind of get something that could actually, show me like how much crap is in the water. Obviously, I think in the south and the east of this stuff, because they have like hard water and stuff, they have all this like limestone and all this stuff going on in the water. I don't know if any of it's good for you or not, but some minerals are obviously good for you, but some of it's inorganic, so it's stuff that we shouldn't be drinking, at least not a lot anyway. Is it Berkey or Barkey? I don't know. Barkey water filter is good. I'd have to look at that one, but there's people recommend different ones. Some of them last longer, but some of them are dearer. Some of them are, not. Some of them are kind of, really expensive. Some of them are cheap, but they don't last as long. Yeah, it would be good to people to get a bit of land and grow their own food and stuff. Live more self-sufficient, really. Not rely on this system anymore, because they cease to have power once people stop relying on them and people start producing their own food, their own power. That's what's dangerous for them, really. Jonathan Dolcery trying to make it so you can't grow here in Florida. Yes, for real, that's bad. That is. I just hope that this stuff wakes people up, really, because there's clearly, there's an agenda at play here. People just got to admit that they're trying to make people rely on the system so that they can keep putting into it. But if people were just self-sufficient, they wouldn't need to work for them anymore, because they'd be able to just create everything for themselves and just, they'd obviously have to have a lot more time to do the stuff they want to do. Let's face it, most people don't want to be stuck in a job they don't like. Who wants to do that? We're not here to do that. We're here to have fun. We're here to learn. And on that note, I think I'm going to call it a night. So take it easy, everyone watching. I'll be back probably on Monday. But yeah, I'll be making a video again soon to let everyone know about the upcoming meetup that I'm going to be doing. Because I want to keep it going, because it was a great meetup today. Try and get even more people turning up next time, maybe at a different location, perhaps. So take it easy, guys. Make sure kind of respect each other. Make sure to treat each other the way you wish to be treated yourself, and just keep on doing your own research, doing your own using your own discernment, come to your own conclusions based on that, and may the truth set you free. Until next time, peace.